This weekend, we opened our home for a special couples Shabbaton, welcoming newly married couples to experience the warmth, beauty, and the joy of Shabbat. While Friday night's meal was hosted at our synagogue, we had the privilege of hosting two of the couples for Shabbat lunch in our home. Come along as I share everything I prepared for our family and guests and give you a glimpse into how I simplify hosting for Shabbat. Let's roll up our sleeves and let's get prepping. You'll notice a common theme throughout the Shabbat Prep: easy, delicious meals made in my new oven-to-table Pampa Bay platters. One of the things I love most is that there's no need to transfer food to a separate serving dish. This would drive me crazy, especially when I would make fish. I would be so worried that I would break the fish every time I would transfer them over, but no more. I simply prep the meal right in the platter, bake it, and bring it straight to the table just as is. Less cleanup, less hassle, and a beautiful presentation every time. For the salmon, I seasoned it with salt, black pepper, paprika, and garlic powder, added in some water, some dried cilantro, added in some beautifully sliced lemons, covered it with parchment paper and foil, and baked it in a 400-degree oven in that same platter for about 25 to 30 minutes. I then combined all of the marinating ingredients, gave everything a good mix, and poured it right over the salmon. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll probably recognize this recipe. It's one of my go-tos. I love making it because it's just so simple to make. Looks absolutely beautiful on the table and tastes just as amazing as it looks. It's definitely one of our favorites. It's a crowd pleaser, and I find myself making it again and again. Moving on to our garlic butter potatoes. This is the dairy-free butter alternative I always use. I melt about half to 1 stick of butter, then I stir in a heaping tablespoon of the crushed garlic, and as soon as that garlic becomes fragrant, I add in a handful of freshly chopped cilantro or parsley, and at this point I decided it needs just a little bit more butter, of course, because it tastes so much better. I tossed it in, I gave everything a good mix, then set it aside while we prep the potatoes. For the potatoes, I like using the yellow ones because they're naturally buttery and they have such a delicious creamy texture to them. I sliced them thinly with a mandolin so they could cook evenly and soak up all of that incredible garlic butter. Pour the garlic butter mixture over the potatoes, season generously with salt and black pepper, and toss until every single slice is evenly coated. Then I transfer everything into my favorite baking dish. I'm using my Pampa Bay oven-to-table platter, which means no transferring to a serving dish later and barely any cleanup. It bakes so beautifully. It looks gorgeous straight out of the oven and goes right from the oven to my table. Did you know there's a kosher version of bacon? It's called Facon and it's made completely from beef. And lately it's been the star ingredient in our new favorite dish, these incredible Facon baked beans. They're delicious as a barbecue side, but we've been loving them as a hearty, flavorful Cholent alternative for Shabbat. Start by dicing up 2 packs of Facon and add them to a skillet to brown. Once they begin to crisp up, add 1 large diced onion and saute until soft and fragrant. Next, add 1.5 pounds of ground beef and cook until browned. Stir in 2 cans of baked beans or 1 large family-sized can that I used and mix everything together. Now it's time to make the secret sauce, and trust me, this is what takes the dish over the top. Make sure to add in all of the sauce ingredients and don't skip any of them because they add so much to the flavor. Transfer the meat and bean mixture to your favorite baking dish. I'm using my favorite Pampa Bay platter because it goes straight from the oven to the table and it makes serving so easy. Add a handful of fresh cilantro or parsley, pour over the sauce, and mix everything thoroughly. Bake uncovered at 400 degrees for 1 hour until hot, bubbly, and caramelized. This dish has quickly become a family favorite, and I have a feeling it'll become one of yours too. You can find the link to this platter in my description box. Use code Sonya10 to get 10% off. Follow Sonya's Prep for all of your holiday and Shabbat recipes, routines, and everything in between. By this point, my girls have joined me in the kitchen. Miriam is making her osvo and Aviva is making her brownies. I absolutely love that they've each found a recipe that they've perfected and now make almost every single week. They have such a sense of pride, and not only that, I am just incredibly happy as a mama. Look at her gorgeous osvo. One of these days I have to do a video just on this so you can know exactly how to make it and how delicious it is. For those of you who don't know, this is a rice stew that we eat on Saturday for lunch. Now it's time to make the salads, and if you know me by now, you already know there has to be a few eggplant salads on the menu. One batch is pan roasting for Boy John, while the other is made with thinly sliced eggplant. I spray a baking tray with oil, arrange the slices in a single layer, give them another light spray of oil, and broil them on both sides until they're beautifully brown. First batch is ready, soft, smoky, and perfectly tender. I scoop out the flesh and let it cool while I flip the sliced eggplants to brown on the other side. To make the sliced eggplant salad, I keep everything right in the baking tray to save on dishes. I add tomato sauce or marinara sauce, a squeeze of fresh lemon juice, crushed garlic, salt and black pepper, and then plenty of chopped dill. I give everything a good mix, transfer it to a storage container, and roll up that parchment paper, and cleanup is basically done. Friday afternoon is finally here, which means it's time to bake my sourdough. This is one of my favorite Shabbat traditions. There's nothing better than slicing into a fresh loaf with that perfectly crispy crust. I remove the dough from the bannetons, score each loaf, and bake them in my Dutch ovens. While the bread is baking, I get started on my fresh salads. Of course, the first step is koshering my greens, and yes, I definitely found a little visitor in this batch. I get asked quite a lot how I kosher my greens. While everyone should really speak to their own rub, the way that I do it is I soak my greens in a cleaning solution, I agitate the water really well, and then I rinse it thoroughly and finish them off in my salad spinner, which just makes any bugs fly off, I feel like. Well, everything turned out okay this time. Everything is nice and clean and clear, the way that I love it. I chop up the romaine for my Caesar salad. I portion out the croutons into Ziploc bags and place that right on top of the salad so that everything stays nice and fresh. I choose to mix it right before serving. Then I separately make my Caesar salad dressing. This is not an authentic Caesar salad dressing by any means. This is just a recipe that I was given when I was just newly married by a friend of ours, and I've been using it ever since. Instead of the anchovies, you can use either soy sauce or tamari, that's what I use, and onion soup mix. It just creates the most delicious Caesar salad dressing. Next, I finished the Boy John that we started earlier. I placed the roasted eggplant onto my cutting board and finally chop and mash it with my knife. Then I mix it with some salt and about a teaspoon of crushed garlic. That's it. Simple, delicious, and always one of our favorites, well, my favorites, to eat with my sourdough. Another Shabbat staple in our home is avocado mousse. Into the food processor go 2 ripe avocados, crushed garlic, mayonnaise, salt, black pepper, a little glug of avocado oil, and a juice of 1 lemon. I blend it all until it's completely smooth and silky, and my favorite trick for keeping it bright and green is smoothing the surface out and placing a plastic wrap directly against the avocado so there's no air exposure. Trust me, it works every time. By now the sourdough is perfectly baked and it's time to remove the loaves from the Dutch ovens. Just look at that beautiful crust. I was in the mood for some imitation crab salad, so what I'm doing now is starting off with the dressing first and placing the dressing into the bowl. It's just mayonnaise, Frank's red hot sauce, some garlic, salt, and black pepper that I mixed up. Then I fold in the diced avocado, cucumber, and cani.
What you said to me?
Yeah,
not having candies right now.
Oh, yeah!
I don't think so. Hopefully that was a relatable mom moment for you guys. As much as we enjoy the soft music that I put here on the videos, I do have a very large family that make a lot of noise, so I have to put that music in there just to exude calm, you know? The sourdough, the second batch of the sourdough is ready now, and I'm moving on to my dessert. I've been a little bit obsessed with this coffee liqueur cake. My daughter's friend brought this over for Shabbat, and I got the recipe from her, and I've been making it 3 weeks in a row now. It is that good. It starts off with 6 eggs that you beat really well, and then you add in all the ingredients at once, mix everything, put it into your favorite bundt pan that you've oiled, bake it at 350 for an hour, and it's done. Before our guests arrive, I always make sure to take some time for myself. I shower, I get dressed, do my makeup, and get ready for Shabbat. After spending so much time preparing for everyone else, it's nice to feel put together, and I'm ready to enjoy the day myself. I finish up the last of the dishes, get the kitchen one final tidy, and just like that, Shabbat prep is complete. Another frequently asked question is, how do I reheat all of the foods that I prepped for Shabbat? I do place everything into the oven to reheat about 10 minutes before Shabbat starts, and then all of the dishes get placed onto my hot plate, and that's where they stay until I'm ready to serve them. Shabbat was absolutely beautiful and so peaceful. I got to connect to other girls that were there, other women building their new families, and it was such a special time. I'll leave you with a few clips from our Havdala ceremony. Thank you so much for spending this Shabbat prep with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Shabbat Shalom from my family to yours.
It really was a very special Shabbat, and to end it in such a culmination year, with Moshe Tuvia, Shlomo Mishkabov, it's extremely special. It's a highlight, and I would like to ask you, before you guys leave here, in the next half hour, an hour, when nobody's in the rush, you guys can stay as long as you want. But take something from Shabbat with you. Take whatever you remember. Take something to find yourself as an individual, not as a couple, as an individual. Something for yourself, in your heart, whoever you are, wherever you're up to, for your family, for your spouse, for yourself. Take something upon yourself so you walk away from another emet, inspiring Shabbaton to help uplift our lives.
Alright, this is gonna go nicely for all of you together, okay? One unified voice, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam golei minei nesamim
Incredible Shabbat. I hope everybody had an amazing time. It's not over just yet.